Hello everybody, and thank you for your patience. Today, we are out of the round robin. We are now into the actual bracket. And although a short bracket, it's going to be a great bracket. Today we have Henny022 against mdmason85, and this will be a best of 5. So it looks like we had a coin toss, which was going to decide the beginning character here. And one moment here, and we will get that set up, and we will be away to the races. And Uzume is the character of choice. I will give the runners a countdown in just a moment here. Mason is ready. Henny is ready. Countdown as inbound. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. And we're off. So, to any of you who might be joining us for the first time here, Kamiko is an independent game that was published back in 2017 by Fly High Works and Circle Entertainment. It is the brainchild of... Oh, there we go. The races are off. It is the brainchild of Skipmore and Kamiko. Skipmore has also produced a couple of other independent games, the Faerun collection, as well as a newer game called Transy Ruby. So there are 3 playable characters in Kamiko. It looks like we're going to be starting off with Uzume. Now, Uzume is a very fascinating character for a couple of reasons. Repeat visitors will know that Uzume's weapon will fire in a volley of 1 arrow, then 2 arrows, then 3 arrows on repeated button inputs. And so, although this is actually the slowest attack in the game in terms of having to stop and then fire, it does allow us for some cool tricks later on. Now, what the characters are going to be doing here is... Oh, an unfortunate death by Henny early on. That was unplanned. But what will happen is that if you notice the blue bar below the health of each of the characters, that's our SP meter. SP is used in various different pursuits throughout Kamiko, one of which is to activate those shrines, which are also Tori. There are also treasure chests. Those are going to cost us 50 SP each. So a lot of the game boils down to managing your SP. You get SP by killing enemies. And another thing which you can do here, which is you can use a death abuse, which Mason just did, and I believe Henny is about to do. Oh no, sorry, Henny did. Mason is about to do. I've got the screens backwards. My apologies. Okay, here we go. Now that I've got more coffee in me, but I can provide slightly more accurate commentary. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, however, we're at a couple of little misadventures here, but it actually looks like the players have sort of figured things out. So we have kind of a neck-and-neck race, still very early on. But like in a lot of other speedrun games, it doesn't take much to lose the lead. And even at the worst of times, you know, a bad race might be tens of seconds apart, might be minutes apart, but it's usually pretty close. The speedrun of this, all in all, usually runs you around 23-ish minutes, 24-ish minutes. So here we go. They are going to be performing their second orb carry. 2 orbs are needed to be placed on these pedestals in order to open up a gate, which will lead to the last of the Tori and to the boss chamber. On and up they go. Oh, both of them face checking a little bit. They grab some sushi out of a pillar, because why not? And on towards picking up the second upgrade of the level, which is a piece of health. They will now be running down, activating the last Tori and heading on towards the boss chamber. So it looks like Mason gets there first. But Henny, hot on his heels. Alright, now Henny is opting to get the health upgrade here over in the building over to the right. Routing can vary, and sometimes it just sort of depends on how confident the runner is feeling with their SP cache at that point. So we'll see what happens here. Henny, though, looks like is sort of happy to build up the combo at this point. Now, Henny's going to be looking to get 50 SP in order to open up a box over to the left of this platform. Alright. And I didn't catch whether Mason decides to do the health upgrade there right away. Oh, Henny breaks the combo, but has 150 health, or sorry, 150 SP anyway. So Henny will be good to activate the next Tori here. Mason just a little bit ahead in terms of the Tori, but then again, like I said, wasn't watching earlier. Not sure if Mason ended up getting the health upgrade, so this could be deceptively neck and neck. Henny could have a couple of seconds on Mason. They are now doing what we call bridge skip. So there's an exploit that players can use. Uh-oh, Henny's positioning was a little bit off, but Mason, bridge skip. So when certain cutscenes activate, we are able to pause the game, and then if we unpause at just the right moment, it tricks the game into letting us still move while the cutscene is still activated. And this will actually save us many seconds, because otherwise we would have to wait for the cutscene to complete the first time, the bridge to extend. Then we'd run across, and then we have to also wait for another sort of cutscene while the bridge disappears. Okay, so there we go. 3 Tori down for Mason. And Henny heading on up, clearing a little bit of space there for the way back. Decides to face check his enemy. Now this is going to be a little bit dangerous, but okay. Looks like Mason's going to sneak through. There's going to be an opportunity as Mason sort of comes with the key here towards a door. And there's going to be an opportunity to cancel the spawn of the enemies in this next room. And it looks like, yep, Mason sneaks around the spawn zone there, pops the key in the door. He's going to be reaching over to the bush over on the right, and finding a hamburger in a stone pillar. Hamburgers galore, everybody. When you want a hamburger and you don't know how old it is, you don't care how old it is, pillar hamburger. Okay, looks like Mason... 2. Okay, we're just going to count here. 2, 4, 6. Up, and Mason... okay. So Mason's going to be resetting here back to the last Tori, because Mason just realized that he missed the health upgrade. Okay, so it looks like it actually saved when Mason entered the boss zone. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7. So there will be a 1-second penalty, I believe, on Mason's time after this. But okay, and Mason goes for a setup for a boss skip here. Because of the weirdness of Uzume's arrows here, it's possible to... normally the boss orbs take 3 damage in order to kill. However, because with Uzume, she can shoot 2 arrows and 3 arrows, provided... Oh, Mason gets through the boss. And Henny not too far behind. Because Uzume can shoot 2 arrows and then 3 arrows on the second and third volley, if you waste the first arrow and then manage to land the 2 arrows from the second shot and all 3 arrows, on the first phase of the boss, what it's possible to do is to skip both following phases, because the damage overflows onto the following boss orbs. And for whatever reason, instead of having 3 HP before they spawn, they only have 1. So, kind of an interesting scenario here. Okay, and there you'll see actually Mason does this pause skip again. And Henny as well, just in order to make the gates on those kill rooms go down a little bit faster. So Mason's also opting, while he has the SP, in order to open up that door there, which is going to help him later on in the level. There is another bridge skip, which the trigger for which is in that room. And it looks like Henny is also building up a little bit of SP and choosing to also break the bricks in that area. And Henny's going to pick up a little bit of safety help too. Alright, decides to go in, uses Uzume's special attack in order to send the volley to clear up the kill room a little bit faster. Okay, Henny being cautious here with those long-range shots. But following up, oh, and Henny with an unfortunate death. race nerves can really get to you in these scenarios. It's stuff that I think a lot of runners in normal sort of attempts we tend to sort of skip right over them. But for whatever it is on race day, I know that in past races I've made that same kind of thing. Okay, so Henny back to the beginning again, and Mason is now on to the second Tory. I know I'm not saying that right. I think the word for Tory, like the shrine, the word for bird is very close, and I'm not getting it. So if you do think, please forgive me. Okay. Looks like Mason is going to be setting up for a death abuse here coming up in the next Tory. Took a little bit of intentional damage. Be pushing his block, heading over. Going down to the switch, and there we go. Face plants into an enemy, activates the Tory, and will be going right face first into one of these little red characters known as Ramos. And there we go, boom. Death abuse ahoy. Okay, clears away the bushes there. There's a switch which is going to let him carry the orb safely through to the next area. Little firebugs not making life easy for him, but he manages to get it through. Orb in, door down, and Mason is now heading for the last Tory after it looks like getting rid of these bricks here, which will allow him to safely complete the bridge skip. Oh no. Is he going for this first? Scheduling this match was a little bit of a trial. One of our players is over in Europe, one of our players is here in North America. So for somebody it's right in the middle of the day, and for the other person it's right up at the crack of dawn here, so doing great, all things considered. Okay, so second bridge skip. Looks like the pause skip didn't unpause it during the small window of opportunity. So it's just going to do the bridge as intended by the developer. There we go. It's going to hit that switch, and there we go. Opens up the chest, and down through the portal and towards the boss chamber Mason goes. Okay. The nice thing about running the 100% category too is that by the time you hit this stage in the game, you have plenty of health. You're going to see the characters just sort of charging through and deciding to take some damage that you would otherwise avoid in an 80% category. Okay, so here we go. Mason has grabbed all the power-ups for this level. In we go. And so this boss here, unlike the Relics boss, cannot perform that skip I was talking of. So it's going to have to be 3 full phases. It's just a matter of killing the spawns of the boss here. And not taking too much damage in the process. So there's going to be 1 diamond, then 2 diamonds to deal with, and then 3 diamonds full of spawns to deal with. But it looks like Mason's got this on lock. There we go. All the spawns down. You should be seeing an orb here. Okay, there it is. 3rd phase ahoy. And down we go. Okay, over to Henny. Henny's about to perform bridge skip. And Henny as well. This is the opportunity to do bridge skip, so you'll be doing that naturally too. But grabs the health, hits the switch, and on towards the boss Henny goes. Alright. Henny just entering the boss as Mason clears on the 4th and final level here. So here's where everything sort of comes together. This level has, again, 2 orb carries, a key carry for a door, Mason clearing out those bushes ahead of time, because that's where the key carry is going to happen if you don't clear out the bushes in advance. Oh, and also decides to go back and kill one of each of the little creatures in there. Now, that's a very good strategy. You'll notice that he left one white Dramos there alive in that other room with the switch. And the reason being is that as long as we don't kill every single enemy from a spawn cluster, that means that when we re-enter the spawn zone, all the enemies won't respawn simultaneously. So it makes things a little bit safer for things like these orb carries. Okay, so first orb in for Mason. Mason's going to do a little bit more cleanup here. Okay, there we go. Remembers to hit the switch. And we'll carry through, get prepped for the key carry, which will allow him to do the first Tory. Alright, and Henny has cleared the Scorching Labyrinth. It will be joining us in the ruins of Yamataikoku. Here comes the key carry. This one can leave the best runners in the field here, which Mason and Henny here too, huh? With sweat on their palms. Oh, there we go. Good little dodge around. That's why you want to clear them out the first time. Successfully gets the key to the door. So that's a big sigh of relief for Mason. Stopping to clear out a little bit of the mobs there too. Onto his first orb carry. There we go. Okay, Mason decides to activate that vending machine from far away, which will give him the SP upgrade that's in level here. Now, in this particular room, this is where we get a kill room, but we get an opportunity to glitch out the door. So you're going to see Mason set up here and try to... and does not get it, unfortunately. There's a small window of opportunity between where the spawn box is for the door, and if you manage to kill the last enemy just as you're outside the spawn area, and then rush into the spawn room as the last enemy dies, it'll glitch out the door like that. So now, Mason gets it. The door is now completely stuck open, and as long as Mason does not kill the last enemy in the room, it's going to stay open, which is going to make the next orb carry very convenient. Okay, Henny on the key carry, gets the key in the door. Big sigh of relief for Henny. And they should be catching up very soon. Good smooth catch-up play from Henny, by the way. Okay, so Mason is now going to take the orb. Oh, clears out the last angel character with the blue bandana. And is going to have a nice, smooth walk around. Oh, deftly dodges through the Dramos. I don't get a chance to alliterate like that on a regular basis. Thank you for entertaining. Face checks the, I don't actually know what those characters are called. But activates the switch. There we go. 3 shrines down for Mason. Henny, going for a little bit of safety health, is going to activate the switch here. Okay. So the only thing left to do for Mason is one more bridge skip, which the trigger force right here. Then there's going to be a kill room, possibly with another kill room glitch, and then we're up at the final boss. Okay, Mason trying for the kill room glitch again, not getting it, unfortunately. It's tricky to do with these Ume sometimes. We have one player in the field, Cicada. Cicada is a wizard at this game. But as far as I know, Cicada's the only one who can pull it off consistently right now. So Mason just sticking to the good old-fashioned pause on pause gate glitch, or I should say cutscene skip. We'll be hearing first. So here we go. One more trip through the kill room for Mason, and then on to the boss room. But you can see actually how that kill room glitch does eventually add up in the time. Sometimes you just get uncooperative enemies in bad placements. So it can wreck a PB run, that's for sure. Okay, Henny on to the bridge skip. Henny safely manages to go. Oh no! Henny accidentally portal a second time. Gonna cost him a little bit of time. Is gonna have to wait for the doors to close again. Oh no! That's a pretty tragic time loss there. That's okay. Henny resetting that trip through the gate. Okay. So with the final boss attempt here, you see Mason's standing in a nice safe spot, tucked in between the 4 crystals. No damage there. We know where sort of the hurt boxes for a lot of the environmental dangers here in the game are. So Mason is just, as long as those little angels with black bandanas don't come and wreck his day, Mason can just stand there and fire arrows at these discs that pop out of the boss. There we go. So Mason's now through the first phase of the final boss. There's one more boss phase to go, and we'll be also seeing with this final boss the last opportunity to pull off a skip. So here we go. Pops the something there. Okay. So Mason opts to just kill the first orb outright. Now, for the second orb that's going to appear here, you might see Mason try to. Okay. Mason, normally in order to do a 3 skip, what you would have to do is you would have to have a Dramos, like one of those little black blobby things with wings, right in front of the orb, and then to absorb the first arrow, and then you can do 2, 3 into the orb. In this case, it looked like the Dramos wasn't cooperating, and Mason just opted to skip 2 phases instead of full. There we go. But nope, Mason's got it. We got so 2 skips, and it's all over. So just has one last shrine to touch. Time for Mason at 55:48. Now, because Mason is missing 1 health, we are going to put a, I believe it's a penalty second. I just need to check the rules on that. It's either a penalty second or a penalty minute. Just check. But Henny is on to the boss. You can see Henny is using a similar tactic to Mason, just using that little safe space there in between the hurt boxes. Okay. Please. Okay, so Mason. So it turns out Mason's time with penalty is 27:18 with penalty. Just have to see here what goes on with Henny. So Henny at 26:48. And we'll see what Henny decides to do as far as, or how kind the RNG is with the Dramos in performing the last skip. Just switch the music on over. Okay, so it looks like Henny is going to go for a very similar strat. Okay, Henny is already at 27, 26, or 27, 27. as of speaking that, and it looks like so Mason still takes the win for the first match. All right, well done, Henny. Okay, so just need to wait for Henny to sort of mash through the final sequence here, and then we will get a call. So it looks like Uzume was called. Since Henny's the loser, Henny gets first pick of the next character. Okay, so all three characters are available for this round. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be switching to Hinome. Hinome is a character near and dear to my heart. She's the third of the characters. She fights with a shield and a dagger. Looks like Mason is ready. Just gonna wait on the ready from Henny here. Okay, looks like both of them are prepped and at the right character. Second here. Henny ready. Looks like Henny just might be dealing with live split at the moment. Okay, Henny is now ready. I will be providing the countdown to the runners. So here we go. Okay, countdown inbound. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! So, things to know about Hinome. Hinome has the most powerful single attack in the game. So, the first thing that she'll do is she'll throw out her shield. It acts a bit like a boomerang. So anybody who's a fan of Rygar, used to this kind of thing, shield goes out, it will perform enough damage to kill even the toughest enemy in the game in one shot. And then after that, she has a second or so to flash out a dagger and do a cleanup. So this introduces possibly some of the funnest routing in the game as far as SP is concerned, because throwing out the shield means that you can then throw out the shield in one direction, run the opposite, and make the shield chase you and do some cleanup along the way. So be prepared to see a little bit of that. What you'll likely see from Mason here is up near the bees when we come back around. Ah, there we go. We had a nice toss. Mason comes down. He's going to swoop around, do a bit of cleanup with these bees here. Oh. And is not going to does not have ideal positioning for it. Okay, so neither players are going to be able to do it. But there's a way, for instance, to carry your SP after picking up the orb. It just all involves sort of using the shield. I think what might be happening here is it looks like Mason is going to perform a death boost just like the Uzume, which is a really good backup strat if you miss that SP routing. Okay, Henny not far behind. Okay, so on a death abuse later. Oh. Mason's got 169 SP heading up towards this door. Normally we'd want 175, and that just makes it so that we can run down that alley there. But it's only going to be a little bit of a time loss in this case. It looks like Mason's just going to have to throw out the shield once, hopefully pop like those 3 enemies over to the left, and that should provide him enough. Oh, there we go. That's where it is. That's the 75, so that will open up this chest, give you an SP upgrade, which provides the 50 SP required in order to go open up this second chest. So there's the orb, and away we go. Henny, not far behind, collects the SP upgrade, and onto the orb carry. Orb? People still do orb. Oh, Henny with an unfortunate orb drop, but luckily not too far from the actual box. Oh no, and Henny has some very unfortunate enemy placement there. Looks like Henny might have to drop the orb intentionally. Yeah, there we go. Clean up that green little Kiwi character there. Okay, so that's an unfortunate time loss for Henny. Sometimes the enemy orange with brutal in that regard. Okay. But Henny on with the second orb as Mason gets ready to fight the boss. Okay. Mason has all the health upgrades. And a lovely, yummy piece of sushi. And likewise, Henny. And on they are towards the boss. Okay, sets up for first phase. Let's see if that position is clean. And it is. There we go. So we have a 1-hop, then a 2-hop, then a 1-hop. And that's sort of an optimal cycle there for the first boss for Mason. So set up for the second phase here. A little bit squishier. It looks like rather than going for the fastest strats, Mason's going for a bit of a safer approach here. So there we go, nice and clean. I think the experience there with the using of battle probably changed Mason's mind as to whether or not they felt confident with that or not. Okay, there we go. But Henny having a nice clean round 1. Again, just seconds behind. One thing that you might notice too is that although their RT is the same, Henny, because of the death abuse, looks to be a few seconds faster in-game time there. But that is strictly speaking just because. Yeah. Henny out of the third phase. Mason over the place. GG's head. On to the next level. Okay, Mason with a very clean orb transition here for the second one. Oh, slips through some blue Dramos. We recently actually got full data on the size of the hit boxes and hurt boxes on the enemies. I think all the players have known for quite some time that it's possible to sort of slip by enemies to a degree while you're doing orb carries and whatnot. But I guess the how precise you were really depends. But Mason's showing off in style there. Oh, there we go. Heads through. Now there's actually 2 different enemy spawn points on that bridge, which Mason handily avoids. Gonna keep that combo going. There we go. So again, folks, he's looking for 150. So hopefully, yep, there, manages to avoid getting hit by the enemy, but still takes the thing. He's looking for at least to have 100 SP before activating this shrine here. Okay, so it looks like Henny opted to get the health as well here. Oh, and it looks like Mason got hit by an enemy on the way over there, and that resulted in missing the bridge skip, so he's going to have to go through and redo it, and these are precious seconds for Henny to regain here. And he's struggling with mobs there that are defending the health upgrade, or sorry, the he's seeing possible change now. Yep, Mason's going to be very careful here, and in fact, because it's that 1 health, might even take the opportunity to do a death abuse. We'll have to see. There is a health hiding in that pot there, but nope, Mason decides to just go for it, save the time, and live a little bit dangerously. So because, there we go, because all the enemies were cleared out of that previous chamber, they respawn, but Mason, not getting fooled. It's going to have to hold up here for a few seconds and find a safe way around the red jellies, but eventually gets to the switch, and we're going to transit. So this is a really long orb carry, or a really long key carry, I should say. Plenty of opportunities to have the key drop on you and have to run back. Oh, and Henny misses the bridge skip too. That's unfortunate. So it looks like Henny's gonna have to retry here. But again, just like Mason, second time's the charm. Good clean bridge the second time. Okay. Okay, this time, Mason, not wanting to get bitten by the mistake last time, has all the health upgrades, all the SP upgrades. Henny, working on the 3rd shrine. So, horse figure. This is called Kamiko. It's a little indie game that was released in 2017. And it's near and dear to my heart. So it's sort of like I guess, something between an arcade action-adventure style game. We are going to be running 80% category for the purposes of this race. It is on Switch, it's on PS4, it is on Xbox, it is on Steam. The current version just being run at the moment is on Steam. There's some glitches which are only possible inside the PC version. So, in order to sort of optimize for those particular glitches, I think that's where you'll find the vast majority. Okay, Mason clear away. Henny grabs the hamburger before heading to the boss. So we should see, hopefully, a good, clean boss fight from. Oh, good killing from Mason there. Manages to use the pause glitch there for the kill room gates. First orb complete, opens up the gate. Decides to open up the door. Oh, and opts this time to use a special attack in order to clear out that room. That's an interesting decision. Okay, good stuff. Now, Mason chose not to open up the doorway over there on the left, and that's going to be integral for performing a key carry around to a door. We'll just have to see how that works. Alright, thank you very much for watching, Horse Figure. Have a great day. Okay. So here we go. Mason's key carry coming on down through the chamber. Dodges around. See, again, we're able to sort of skirt past those Greymos. They don't tend to like to hug the wall, so it gives us a little bit of room to sneak by. Okay, 2 shrines down for Mason. As Henny picks up the SP upgrade from the stage. Okay, Mason comes back after opening up that last shrine. See, very careful bit of SP routing. Looks like Mason knew exactly how much they were going to end up with. Grabs the special item, which is I believe it's a crow with an apple on its head. And that gave just enough SP to carry on through this next section. Okay, so Mason's going to end up opening up the door, grabbing the orb. Oh, slips through while he still has iframes. That's really good. Around some firebugs, drops in the second orb, and we have 1 door down and a Tory to come. Right. So, now, because Mason opened up the door earlier on, is only going to need 50 SP in order to open up the chest with health in it. So we'll see him sort of sweep around. Oh, did Mason actually remember to do the blocks? I don't think they did. No, they're going to get stuck here. So they actually pulled off the skip, but they're going to be unable to do it. There we go. Clears out all the bricks. Going to have to redo the transition here. Goes in. Okay, I hear running. That sounds like Mason's clear on their way to get across the bridge. Nicely done this time. So Mason now has all the upgrades for this level and is on his way to the boss. Henny now sort of wrapping around, building up some SP, and he's heading for the 3rd Tory. Slightly different routing here. Oh, see, that's another fun thing with Hinome. Is Hinome's shield does not care about the level geometry like Uzume's arrows do. So you can sometimes throw it around obstacles and still do damage to things like those bricks there. Okay. Okay, Henny's playing it really cautious here, clearing out some of the enemies. Decides to sort of take care of the bushes from long range. There we go, we'll grab the orb and come down through the switch. There's a couple of little particulars about sometimes the decisions that you make in terms of when you pop a switch versus what you do. And some of it's heavily character dependent. That's one good example right there. Okay, so 210 SP for Henny. Let's see what Henny does here with the bridge skip. Mason's on to phase 2, soon to be phase 3. Okay. Mason's opting for a method which uses the specials here to clear out these enemies. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so the position in which those orbs spawn is pretty RNG dependent. Oh, and Henny missed. It looks like Henny missed the bridge skip. So went up and missed the pause too there. So we'll have to wait for it as well. So, same time loss. It's very interesting. Not tech related at all, but I really love the soundtrack for this game. It's excellent. So now that we're into the bracket and the character choices each round are going to be decided by the loser, I believe that when we get down to final pick and whatnot, the only option is that somebody cannot pick the character that they previously won with. That was in the round robin, I think, for key carry. Good key carry by Mason. So today we'll be seeing, I think, best 3 out of 5. So we still got at least one round to go after this if Mason pulls off. Let's just double check that. Okay, Henny is through the Scorching Labyrinth. The hot on Mason's heels, pretty sure. So, SP upgrade accomplished today for Mason. Oh, Mason, this is the kill room glitch. Carry on in order to do the gate which leads up to the next door here. Oh, maybe it is just best 2 out of 3. I'm a little bit confused. I apologize, everybody. I will clear things up momentarily. Best of 5 bracket play. Okay, here we go. Yes. Game 1, higher seed will pick the character. Game 2 plus loser of previous game chooses what character will be played. Here we go. Oh, thank you, Smile Fires. Oh, and Mason pulls off a successful skip. So it's a combination kill room. None is going to go for the glitch. Oh, doesn't get the glitch, unfortunately. But Mason's been sort of experimenting around with pulling off, killing the enemies in the kill room using the skip, like the pause skip, which then allows us to go and grab that health really quickly. So, got one part of it, just wasn't able to seal the deal. Oh, and Henny goes for the kill room glitch too, does the setup, but just misses running up in order to trigger the glitch. Okay. And Mason onto the boss. So, one more health, one more SP upgrade, and Mason is in the clear. Okay. So occasionally those little angels with the black bandanas can wreck your positioning quite significantly when you're playing as Henno. Weirdly RNG dependent is how I would describe what their spawn locations are and whether or not their walking path decides to interfere. But sometimes you get a much easier job of trying to kill those red discs that pop out of the boss. Doesn't look like the game is making it easy on Mason though. Okay, so Mason having to do a little bit of SP build-up in order to break this, so looks like Henny is going to be trying for the same skip that Mason did. Yep, pulls off the skip. Beautiful, manages to get the health. Let's see if Henny also goes for Kill Room Glitch. That might be some precious seconds that back. It's going to be pretty hard though. At this point, the final boss in Kamiko, like Kamiko itself, as a speedrun, has a couple of very harrowing moments, and this final boss is not one of them. The positionings for all the things except for where those little trash mobs spawn is perfectly known. It's really hard to get hit by any of them. So, in general, when you're in this final boss phase, it's pretty much a cakewalk. Okay. Nicely done, Henny, by the way. Very nicely. Okay, we have some floppy hands. Mason, in absolutely whatsoever. Caps off the boss. One more shrine for Mason to touch, and Mason will have the race in the bag. Cool, GG's Mason. Again, oh, and I guess just in another spot of bad luck there, Henny gets sort of touched by that red disc. In those particular instances, you have to wait for the disc to respawn in order to. So, the thing is, although Hinome's attack with the shield is really, really powerful, it's also very, very slow. So, it can be things, especially, if you're sort of running behind and you get frustrated, it's easy to sort of toss the shield out and have, and it looks like Henny is going to forfeit there. Okay. Fair enough. GG's, Henny. That disc RNG was bad luck. Okay. So we now go into the third match. This is again best of 5. So Mason is 1 away, but Henny has the pick, and let's see what Henny decides to do for character choice. It is going to be Uzume again. All right, we're going to have one more Uzume match, at least. We'll see how things go. Okay, current character is set to Uzume. Let me know when ready. Henny is ready. Mason is ready. Okay, countdown is inbound. Alright, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so if there's anybody new here or who have not seen this game before, this is Kamiko. It's a indie game. It was released 2017. We just the community had a 5th anniversary race earlier on in the year, but this tournament was sort of set up. We have 5 runners from the community who are participating in it. We finished up the round robins back in September. We're now on to the bracket play. So whoever is the winner of the matches from today will go on to face me in the lower bracket. We also have Cicada and RMF. If anybody's familiar with them, they will be in the other bracket. So dates for that to be decided still. Now, the character that they've chosen to play here for this particular race is named Usumi. She has this bow. It's slow. It's slow, but it offers some cool tricks. So you'll see that she can send out a volley of 1 arrow, and if you keep on mashing the attack button, you get 2 arrows, then you get 3 arrows. So you're going to see some stuff more than in any other character, unless circumstances are really dire. You'll probably see death abuses with Usume more than any other character. So here we go. Looks like Henny is opting for a slightly different way to deal with stuff. Instead of doing a death abuse, Henny's going to be trying to keep the combo going. So here we go. Death abuse from Mason. Henny coming through, keeps that combo alive. And we'll see how that impacts things later on. Alright, good clean T carry from Mason at 44 seconds IGT. Henny not too far behind. Still very early on in the race. Things can change up quite a bit. There are a couple of bits of tech which are required. Mason's now having to stop in order to get the SP in order to carry the combo going forward. There we go. Finally gets the SP. So he needed 75 in order to open up this chest, which costs 50. He's going to have to open up a second chest, which costs 50. And here we go. Not quite neck and neck, but pretty close. Oh! A orb drop from Mason. Some bad enemy RNG movement there. And it looks like they are now pretty much neck and neck. Okay, so each level has these special items, if you want to call them that, buried in stone pillars throughout the game. The first of which that they just picked up is a piece of salmon sushi. You know, hey, when you're a shrine maiden hunting down evil, and you don't have time to go to the supermarket, I suppose a stone pillar is the best place to go. There we go, on to the boss chamber. So they're both doing good. They both have all of the upgrades so far. Here we go, 2 more upgrades for this level to pick up. 1 SP, 1 health. And let's see who decides what for the boss hops. Now, Henny, since Henny's down 2 games, Henny might go for a slightly riskier move here. Okay. Yep, looks like they're both going for it. However, Mason's placement was slightly off, meaning that he's going to have to trick the boss into doing an extra hop. Henny is now pulling slightly ahead. Mason looks like he's going to be opting for a very... Oh, no, Henny forgets the placement for the second phase here, but he's going to have to go back and pull off the same kind of sort of retcon here that Mason did. And here we go. Oh, neck and neck. See, just seconds either way. Okay. Mason back ahead. And Henny with a slightly cleaner phase 3. Manages to close that gap up. And here we go. Oh! And Mason gets through to the sunken relics just like second, maybe a little bit less than a second ahead of Henny. So good race so far. Actually, if we're looking at their RT, I believe Henny's clock is a little bit behind. Henny is using an auto splitter. So it looks like actually in terms of, although there's a bit of stream delay, the things might not all be equal. So we'll have to look to the final time when we get, as we get further on in the match. So both Mason and Henny at one time or another have held world records. So, both very good players of the game. Oh, very unfortunate. Okay, so Henny ended up losing the orb there. That's going to be many seconds lost. Henny's going to have to retrace steps here, grab the orb, and then carry it all the way back to the pedestal while Mason gets to move on. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. These orb carries can be brutal, though, just based on enemy movement. Sometimes you think you can sneak around something to pause it. Also, the triggers which give you the button press to drop the orb on the pedestal can be equally problematic. So, many a run and many a PB has been lost to just, you know, maybe a pixel's worth of space and whether or not that that button decided to allow the player to drop the orb on it. Another thing that can happen occasionally too on the same topic is those foot switches that you'll see the players depress in order to open up sub-gates. For instance, the one that Henny's coming up to now. You can sometimes notice too, will be a little bit tricky, particularly the ones that are covered in or surrounded in bushes or hedges. Oh, okay, so here we go. Here's Henny's opportunity to make up that time. Mason takes a dive into the water. This is the bridge skip, but this time, nope, right ahead of the bridge. So Mason scoots across and is clear across the other side. Henny looks like is going to be okay. There we go, killing those enemies. Activates the thing. We'll be seeing a bridge skip hopefully from Henny in just a few moments. The decisions with Uzume, just because her attacks are so slow, as to whether or not... Oh no, it looks like Mason might be having some sort of connectivity issue or something. We'll have to see. Timer looks like is still running. However, character's right in place. Henny looks like got the bridge skip. Okay, Mason is reconnected and seems to be back on path again. Okay. Henny activates. Both characters very low on health, very low on SP. Mason, with the final key carry of this stage, is going to have to dodge around. And on the topic of key carries and orb carries, like I said, very perilous. If you're going to lose the key or the orb, you want to do it early. But okay, so Mason has recovered. looks like has a moment of indecision, but manages to go get that shrine there. Will be working his way up around. There we go. Goes for the last health upgrade on the level. And will be making their way to the boss. So Henny also opted to pick up the health late. So here we go. Okay, Henny remembers to get the health. So here we go. We have full items so far for both players. And both players, last time playing Uzume, neither of them got the immediate boss skip. We'll see how things go this time. So this is something where if one person gets the skip and the other person doesn't. Okay. It looks like Mason missed the full skip. It's possible to go right from first to last on this one. So Mason's going to try to go for the second skip. Here we go. Boom. Gets the second skip. So there we go. Mason manages to save one phase. Henny misses the full boss skip as well. So Henny's best chance here is also to match Mason. And okay, so one arrow in, takes the teleporter, shoves two arrows in, and gets the skip as well. So there we go. Okay, Mason, motoring through, 100 SP, a little bit of health, decides to go for some safety health. Opens up the chest, gets the SP upgrade. Henny not too far behind, in a much better place HP-wise, but taking some more time to sort of build up SP on the way. So, one more kill. There we go. There's a clean kill room gate skip. Oh, Henny's going to have to be really careful with the health there. Ooh. Oh, and Henny with an unfortunate death. Okay, it looks like Mason... I didn't get a chance to see whether or not Mason chose to open up doors earlier there, but... What we're seeing here, though, is Mason, because Mason's really low on SP. If I was Mason at this point, I'd be strongly considering picking up the special item first. That would give me back enough SP in order to open up the gate. There we go. That's what Mason decides to do. Pops open the box, picks up the key, heading down for the gate. Henny, back to those dreaded firebugs. They wreck your day. Oh, and Henny, based on last time, decides to move clear of those stones now. He's going to be going into this kill room here. Fires off a volley. And let's see how they decide to take care of this character. Boom. Oh, gets rid of... My gosh. I am one coffee short of a full synapse this morning, folks. Okay, it looks like Mason is going to touch the shrine, but has set up for a death abuse, so I think this might just be yeah, it's going to be so that they have an easier time when they go for the last shrine. Okay, so Mason clears out the hedges from far, grabs the orb, while Henny is going for shrine number 2. So Mason now making sure to clear out all the bricks. Every single brick. I think that that instance last match really stung a bit. So here we go, Mason across the bridge. Bridge skip accomplished. Grabs the health, and all Mason has left to do now is head on towards the boss as Henny clears the third shrine. 154 SP in hand. Again, manages to... Oh, he's going to wait. Ah, good patience on Henny's part. Waiting for those Ramos to clear out. Okay, up and around the firebugs. We've had enough trouble with those. There we go. Orb on the pedestal, and Henny will be heading for the last Tori. Now, I can't tell whether that says 108 or... Okay, yes, it was 108. So Henny's going to have to do a little bit of SP collection here in order to make up the difference. There we go. Shrine is in the bag, and Henny should now have enough SP to deal with the treasure chest with the health upgraded. Okay, you'll recall Henny actually went to the trouble earlier on. Oh, bad luck with the pause on pause. So Henny's going to have to wait for the bridge cutscene there. But should make it across, not a problem. There we go. Activates. Oh, gets the health. And there we go. Bridge disappears. And Henny's on to the boss too. Okay. So good, clean boss fight there from Mason. 3 up, 3 down. As Henny enters the boss chamber. Okay, Mason dancing around some of the characters there, trying to things up for a later key carry that's going to occur. Okay, Henny is now on to phase 3 of the Scorching Labyrinth boss. Some good cleanup there from Mason. Doing cleanup off screen is good fun. And Henny decides to use a special in order to sort of clean up that last boss fight, or the last phase of the boss fight, so well done, Henny. So Henny's about a minute behind at this point, minute and change. So Mason's setting up for the key carry. Again, this is a very long key carry. Here you can see Mason skirting around the enemies there. Oh, he has 2 spawn, but manages to get by them. No problem whatsoever. But ends up with some very unfortunate placement, but still manages to hold on to the key. Well done, Mason. Those enemy spawns, when they go right in front of the door like that, I don't know. I don't know about the other runners, but I clench my teeth and various other parts of my body. Okay, so Mason's going to activate the vending machine here. Many people do not know this, but did you know that if you shoot vending machines with arrows, you can open them? You can get health containers out of them. True story. Okay. So, Mason tried setting up there for a kill room glitch, which would open the door, hold it open. But the positioning on it is a little bit... So, we're probably going to see the same attempt here again. It's worth it, even though it slows you down in the overall scheme of things. it can be worth... Oh, let's see here. Okay, does not get it again. You'll see the gates visibly there. But with Uzume, particularly tricky in order to get that. The way that you saw Mason try to do it before was by sort of using the iframes in order to sort of exercise it, but it looks like in this case, Mason's just going to be going... yeah, he's going to use a Death Abuse. He's probably just going to blast right on through here, and there's a chance that he could still pull off the glitch, but he might even be opting... Yeah, at this point he's just going to do the gate glitch there. And from that point on, he's just going to take the intended path through there. Wonderful whistle. Yeah, it is. It's a beautifully charming game. Full agree. I'm a little bit biased though. Okay, so Henny also misses the kill room glitch there. But again, a couple more opportunities to get it. The later in the sequence you get, the less worth it is. It's best, of course, if you get it on the first try. But what that avoids is all the time it takes to watch the kill room sort of spawn in the first place. So we'll see if Henny decides to go for it another time or not makes the same decision that Mason did. Okay, so we have Henny actually has quite a bit of health. Oh, nope, doesn't get the glitch again. He's going to actually have to fight it again. So see, sometimes going for the kill room glitch, unless you're really confident, can actually burn a lot of time. Okay. Mason, last bridge skip of the game. You hear him using that pause exploit. He's now currently running before the scene is done loading. Go in, charge up special, turn around. Here we go. For those of you who are curious, yeah, I mean, we have a relatively, I think, small community, but we have a loyal system. So, always welcome to new players. If anybody's really interested, I believe the Discord link is in chat somewhere and will likely get repopulated at some point. But if you want to learn and you feel like going fast, we can help you out. It's a good time. Okay, so Henny is now nearing the point where he's going to do a bridge skip as Mason closes in on the final boss. Mason 2 upgrades away from completion. Here we go. Mason heading into final boss, phase 1. After some expository text, the source of all evil in this world said, come on, dude, really? Actually, it's been a very long time since I've read the text. I can't remember exactly what it says anymore. Something about how we're all just pawns of gods, or something. You know. Fairly boilerplate. I'm evil. Or, how evil am I, really? I have cookies and giant pink discs, which I'm going to fling at you. Our notably silent protagonists, however, not having any of it, just shooting arrows. Oh, Henny pulls off the gate glitch there. So you see the gate is now frozen open. That's going to save Henny a couple of seconds on the fly back. So well done, Henny. I know that one feels good. Like Henny's been practicing now. Okay, so again, this is in this last boss sequence, we have the opportunity to pull off boss skips. So it looks like Mason has opted to do one skip here. Now, we're going to have to see what happens in the second phase, because there's sort of decisions that have to be made. One of which might be to... I believe that this skip happens. Hold on, don't quote me on this. Okay, there we go, yep. So managed to successfully pull off the skip. And we have one dead big boss on our hands. And all that's left for Mason to do is to run up this bridge, activate this shrine, and Mason has it in 3, so GG's Mason. So let's check to see how Henny closes this out here. Henny, using that little safe space there to avoid the crystals. So Henny getting very favorable RNG as far as these little angel characters go, with the black bandanas go. So there we go. The discs are gone, and now Henny is on to the final boss. Let me switch over the music here. So Mason clocks in at 25:03:20. So solid run. Not quite as fast as the first round, but I think both players this run ended up with a couple of little unfortunate instances which sort of compiled on themselves. Compiled? Compounded? Something. You know, language. Language works. Okay, so Henny's now in a position where they are trying to build up the next. There we go. Oh, so what Henny's trying to do right now is set up a Dramos. There we go. So Henny opted for a different style of skip, and part of that involves getting one of the Dramos to sort of walk in front of your arrow path, which can be handy, but sometimes not. But I think in this case, Henny's just looking to do the same skip that Mason did. So once they charge up there, it's going to be that. You see one arrow, and then pause, and then 1-2, and that should skip the final phase. One thing that to be noted is that actually more than one runner has accidentally soft locked the game, because if you do the wrong skip at the wrong moment in this fight, then it overflows past the number of actual boss orbs. So, and then you have to start back from enemy phase 1. So there we go. Henny 27:32. So GG's Henny. Well done. I'm just going to double check to see if the runners would like to do a post-game interview here. I think we're running short on time here. We're going to have to keep it short, so maybe we'll just keep it to thank yous and whatnot, because I believe we're running really close to the next object. If mods can just sort of double check with me on that, or clear that up. I don't want to take more time than we but thank you everybody for watching, and I will bring both of our runners here into chat here. Hello, Henny, and Will Mason.
Hello, One Pint.
How you doing, Henny?
The RNG in this game is unbelievable.
It is. Absolutely. There was
especially in the final boss fight.
Yeah,
I got robbed off of the boss skip again by a Dramo spawning in front of my arrow.
Yeah, I briefly explained that, but maybe you play Uzume a little bit more than I do. I was wondering if maybe you can sort of give an idea of sort of the dynamics of how that works.
Yeah, so the cool thing about Uzume is with Uzume's attacks, there is a glitch in 2 boss fights. That's the second boss fight in Sunken Relics and the very final boss fight at the end of the game, where you can overkill a boss phase, which skips the next one, or if you're lucky, even 2 phases of the boss. In itself, it's pretty simple and completely deterministic. You just have to basically, when you do the combo with Uzume, you have like this 1-2-3 combo where the first attack shoots 1 arrow, the second attack shoots 2 arrows, and the last attack of the combo shoots 3 arrows. If you hit and the 2 and 3 arrows, if you place them correctly, you can hit the boss multiple times on the same frame, and that's when you can do this overkill thing. So basically, you hit it twice, because each phase the orb has 3 HP. So you hit it twice to bring it to 1 HP, and then you hit it multiple times, and each hit basically finishes 1 phase. So if you hit it once, you just finish the current phase. If you hit 2 arrows at the same time, you skip 1 phase, and if you hit 3 arrows at the time, you can skip 2 phases. The problem with this, especially in the final boss fight, is to get the double skip. What you have to do is you need the first arrow of your combo. The single attack needs to hit an enemy, because if that hits the boss core, then the second attack will finish the phase off normally. So you want the first arrow to go into the boss, and then both the 2 and the 3 hit go into the boss core, which will deal a total of 5 damage, which is 2 over, so you skip 2 phases.
Oh, okay. So
what happened to me is and the thing is why that on its own is pretty tricky and very RNG dependent, because the enemies in the final boss, their spawn location is completely random, and their movement is completely random. And when you do your special attack to unlock the boss core, you're killing all the enemies. So you have to get lucky to get an enemy spawn and or move in front of the boss core, so you can pull this off.
Yeah.
And I managed to do that. And sorry for interrupting you.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm almost.
I'm just
done.
I'm just trying to be conscientious of there's a race coming up for A Link to the Past. In 10 minutes, so we just need to wrap up soon. So just to keep you on your. Okay.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so just to finish my explanation off real quick, I got lucky enough to be able to do that. So I did the 1 attack, it hit an enemy, it's fine. I do the 2-3, and on the 2, because whenever you kill an enemy, it instantly spawns another one. And the enemy just happened to spawn in front of my arrow, eating the arrow, and I only got a single skip. Whoa! Yeah, it's so heavily dependent on RNG, which is why I think it's not really worth forgoing in a race. The only reason why I did it is because I already lost.
Anyway, well,
I wanted to show it off, but I guess instead I show off how annoying the skip is.
But you got
it can save so much time. Like over the 2 boss fights, you can probably save at least a minute, probably more, with this.
Well, you got the boss chamber skip at last, so I mean, the kill room glitch. So that was good. Both you and Mason.
I got some of them, yeah.
Anywho, so any sort of thank yous or shout outs before you go?
Well, GG for Mason on winning. And yeah, shout outs to the community, because the community is awesome, and shout outs to the game, because the game is awesome, and you should all play it. It's pretty cheap on Steam and a lot of fun. And you should definitely check it out. I think it's like $5.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're looking for a simple game that gives you a few hours of fun, this is definitely good. And if you like it, join the speedrunning community because it's really fun. And yeah, I hope to see some more runners coming out of this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you very much.
And
Henny.
obviously, thanks to One Pint for commentating.
Oh, not a problem. So I guess Mason and I need to arrange our bracket match, and I'll see everybody soon. Okay, have a great day, everybody, and we'll clear out of here so that the next race can set up. Thank you for watching. Please make sure if you're interested in learning the game, by all means, hit up our Discord. Say hi. We're a friendly bunch. Have a good one. Be well. Be excellent to each other. Ciao for now.